What is going on, everybody? My name is Chris. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I am. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new skate park build. Today we're actually going to be building a Christmas park, and it's more just going to be a plaza with a Christmas tree in it, but you know, whatever, it's okay. I'm rocking my holiday sweater. I got my Christmas themed Donkey cup. Duncan owes me money though. But yeah, so we're going to do this park, and I'm going to try to go as not fast as I can, but we want to make sure that we cover as much ground as possible because I'll be doing this probably 1 or 2 episodes. So there won't be too many. There'll be one today and then probably one the 24th on Christmas Eve. So that's what I'm going for. But we're actually going to fill up the prop meter. I know a couple of you guys saying that like you really don't have to do this, but I just do it because it helps make sure that the game doesn't freeze. I don't know if it's entirely true. Again, I say this every episode, but I just do it as a safekeeping, and so that's why I do it. So we're just going to fill up the prop meter to prevent the game from freezing, and then but yeah, I'm not going to be using the merge glitch with this. I know some of you guys are complaining about that I'm not using merge enough or whatever, and the parks are a little bit less interesting, which I get it. They kind of are, but like not as many people have access to the merge glitch. So, you know, it's unfortunate, but you know, it's just what we're going to have to do. So I think the first thing I want to build is probably the centerpiece, which is going to be the tree. And what I want to do for that is I'm thinking we're basically going to have like a square park, but the tree will be kind of like the buffer in the middle. And we can do this pretty big tree. And since, again, we want to make sure we're using not DLC, or since we're not using merge, we kind of have to account for that. So one thing I think that'd be kind of cool is maybe we go like this, and then we'll use these stairs. So right now we're kind of building the center, which again, I normally don't do this, but it'll be nice because this will actually be kind of like a skatable centerpiece. Now I could have done a square, but the reason being is the park's literally going to be revolving around this. So I'm gonna move this around a little bit. Oh, we want to make sure we select everything. And this is relatively basic parts of the park, but again, it'll be kind of a pretty big part of it. So I don't want to make this too high because we want to make sure we can make it tall trees. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. And then what we can do then is put some pads in the middle. And for those who don't know, there is merge in Skate 3. Even when we're not doing merge glitch, there's this option called collision on. If you guys can see, I can't merge this in, but if I have collision off, I can place around 3 objects into each other. So we're gonna place pads right there. And then what we're gonna do also is add some pads right here. So we're basically gonna be building at least the outline of the park. And also you wanna make sure you have a pad underneath the curve section, but you don't need to put anything underneath it. So then what we can do is then duplicate this. And I might have already made the park a little bit too big. I don't wanna make it that much bigger, but at least have it 2 pads on each side. So, you know, it's going to be a decent amount, but, you know, I figured it won't be too bad. And this side might just be all quarter pipes, but what we can do is highlight, and I'm getting better at this duplicate. So for those who commented about that, I am getting better at it. And so now for probably the most important part, which might necessarily be the most boring, is going to be the tree. I just realized that the only thing, so we can either use this part, but see, the problem is merging stuff in here is going to be an issue. But we can actually maybe go around that. So I'm gonna have snapping off, we're gonna have collision off, and you know, we gotta have a decent sized tree. So I feel like, you know, that'll be a tall tree, but we can live with that. So what I'm gonna do now is basically build it around, and then we'll have to, again, worry about the snapping. This might not look like a tree, but there's also another way we could do this without not using DLC. This is kind of like the only way, and that's actually looking pretty cool. So I'm actually gonna move this over. So it's actually kind of looking like a evergreen, I guess. It's the best way we can maybe make it look. I know the Danny Way's Hawaiian Dream DLC, that's the way I was thinking about it, but I just realized, obviously we're making this a non-DLC park. So I wanna keep it that way so we don't have to, you know, just worry about it. And so then you guys can actually make a tree. This is the most important part. That's the part will make it feel like Christmas, even though right now this tree's looking a little janky. But the thing is, we can also move it around and manipulate it a little bit. See, it looks kind of like a tree on right here. Oh, and it's kind of glitching out because we're having so many trees next to each other. So we want to be careful to make sure that our game doesn't freeze. So this might be the best we can do, at least without DLC. I guess that's I guess that kind of looks like a Christmas tree. I mean, it's not the best looking tree, but Maybe if we angle these down a little bit so they're like curved. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that kind of, I think for Skate 3 standards, this will be a good enough Christmas tree for us. The reason why I kind of use these Plaza pads is because it's kind of like a cool skate spot, and I think that would be something that could just look a little bit nice, and it'll be skateable. And now what we can do is kind of build the stuff around it. So this is kind of like a big skate park, and this will probably be more of a street area. I think what I want to do is make it more like a plaza type, but also like a hybrid of a skate park. So I don't want to make it super ultra street, but I do want to make it so there is some, you know, fun, interesting stuff that you normally don't skate. And what I'm thinking right here actually would be cool is to do a kind of like a big hip. So what I mean is we'll go like here. See, I don't like that. That's a little bit too low. So we'll make it like right about here. So it's a nice little kind of corner hip. So you're able to skate that, get some flow going. And I could add a transition right there, but for right now, I'll leave it. And then maybe up here, what we can do is instead of having this, what we can do is add a plaza. We can add a hip, and then we can just flip it on this side. And we kind of got this little curved ledge area. Don't know how like easy it would be to skate this, but you know, might as well add it. We can raise it up a little bit, and let's just see if this is actually skatable or not. So it kind of, I mean, even though I didn't get to grind it there, it kind of is skatable. And oh yeah, you can easily skate it. The only problem is I won't be able to add an extension part like on that side. So if I have snapping on for this, this will stay in this plane, and then what I can do then is just merge it over a little bit, because in this hip you kind of just leave that there, and then what we can do is turn the snapping off or snapping on, and then we can delete this and then use for the middle piece, and we can turn this to this setting. We'll have it be half the pad, and then we can turn this on to the half setting, and then let's just try again, skate it, make sure it skates well. We got our Christmas tree in the middle, so then we'll have like a hip, then you'll get some speed. You can skate over this. There we go. So there's no half pad right there. We can add a rail, we can add a ledge. We got a lot of opportunities to add some interesting stuff here. And real quick, what I'm gonna do is add some grass surrounding the entire park. It doesn't need to be anything too ridiculous, but I am gonna do, for just color scheme wise, I'm gonna do kind of a darker green for the grass, because it just makes more sense with the Christmas tree. I just think it'd look a little bit nicer. There we go. So I did actually add some grass up here, so it kind of blends in with the hip. I don't know, I might do it on the other side with some quarter pipes or whatnot. So yeah, I just thought I'd do that, and I'd let you guys know. So I think what we can do on this side is basically we're gonna probably do a street, and we'll do kind of like 2 stair sets right up here. So what we can do then is raise this up a little bit, and then we'll raise this one up. Actually, we're gonna delete these, and then we'll make the pads double the height. We'll turn city on, and then we'll make sure this has the white coloring. We'll have this, and then this is where the stairs will be. Then there'll be kind of like a hip or some quarter pipe thing. So then what we can do then is you can skate up on this side. Think something kind of like this. So this pit pad's kind of like on the corner. This will be kind of mellow, or I kind of like that actually, where this is more like a hip. This isn't a stair set, but this side will be a stair set. And then what we can do for this is I'm gonna usually use these big stairs, and then I'm gonna merge these up a little bit, so then we can combine the stairs and then make it so it's about an 8 stair, and it just won't be as big. Even though they generally are kind of big, it'll just look a little bit nicer if it's this way. Then we can basically just have this merge in, and then I'm gonna take this second stair set and actually move it over so we don't have that annoying kind of glitching out stuff. And then that actually will skate fairly decent, I think. And so then on this side, what we can do is, since I kind of want to make it like a double set, we can, you know, go like this so you can continue on the speed or whatever. And I like that. And then we'll add a hip right here. Or what we can do actually is do an inverted corner. That seems like it'll save a little bit of space, so that if you want to skate up here, whatever it may be, you're able to do that. So actually, you know what we can do is combine 2 of these together, and I'll probably do 3 just because it'll allow me to give the height. Merge this together, turn snapping off, collision on, and then now we can merge everything together, and now we have a ledge that has the same texture all across the board. And so I can't really extend this out too far because then we have this awkward part, so I'll probably just leave it. It kind of does make sense I'd want to do it there, but I kind of like it right here because with flow you would actually skate this, so we'll leave it right about here, and let's just test this out and see if the height is good. I haven't really made one of these ledges in a while, again because with DLC it's kind of forces you don't have to work as hard with merging stuff together, but it seems like this will skate well, and I think there shouldn't be it seems like it's at a good height. It's not super low, which I think will be good because, you know, I think you're going to be hitting this hip and then it'll be launching you up a little bit. All right, I hit it probably the most awkward way. So we're gonna select all this, and I'm actually gonna merge it down. So we'll deselect that, and I think I should be able to grab on this thing. Yes, we are. And we'll move this down just a little bit more. And I think that'll be at a more appropriate height. So let's just actually hit it from the other side. There we go. So this will be actually a pretty fun plaza. And so now what we can do is either add a rail or a ledge on this side. And what I'm thinking for this part, I'm actually going to use a wide ledge, and this will be kind of more of a basic, but you know, I think it'll be good. It kind of sections off the park and forces you to skate on the other side. It is what it is. It's nothing crazy, but I like it, and I think it kind of is a good way to section off the park. And so then what I'll also do is I'll add a rail, and I'm thinking about maybe making a custom catwalk support rail here, just because it is such a long stair set. So then what I can do is I'll angle this down a little bit, and we'll extend this out. Let's turn this off, and we're actually going to raise this up a little bit, and I'm going to do the double rail thing, and then I'm going to grab this piece, and then my piece is now vertical, so it's actually straight up and down, so we don't have to deal with an angle. And then now what I can do is add some of these supports. So I'm going to have this hidden slightly underneath it, so we don't have any pieces protruding out and create any glitches between rails. So when you're skating it, you don't have to deal with any problems with that. So I'm going to do 1 or 2 pieces right here, and then we'll probably divide this into fourths, or no, into thirds, excuse me. And that actually looks pretty good. I just eyeballed that, but now what we can do is merge this down a little bit, and I'm going to have the rails kind of protrude on the inside of the rail, which is fine because I think it'll look better than if it was on the outside. So there we go, we got the rail. So now we'll select everything and then countersink it into the ground. And there we go. That's awesome. And I think on this side, what I want to do is add a ledge as well. And I could add something. Honestly, I might just copy this and do the same thing, or either try to see if we can do it angled down. So I'm going to copy this. Oh, I should have done the paste way. My apologies. And then we'll turn options off, snapping off, or turn collision on. And since I know that there's going to be a piece right there, what I can do is see if I can select the pad. I'm going to turn collision on, and since it's angled right now at like the perfect height, so it'll be like there, what I can do is just go like this, and again we'll use collision, and then it shouldn't be covered. Yeah, there we go. So we turn snapping off, collision on, and then now it'll go right in there. And there we go. So now we have that section. And again, since there's a lot of pieces kind of merged in together, we just want to make sure that it does actually grind, and it does. So that's awesome. So we kind of got this whole area figured out, but I feel like there should be something on this side of the park, but I don't know if I'm thinking about, oh, you know what I could do actually? I forgot. I need to kind of raise this grass up. So again, I want to turn snapping, or turn collision, snapping on, collision on, and then I can add some of these grass banks, and this will kind of fill it up and make it look nice. And then I can also delete this, so we save some park space, and that looks really good. I just like the way it looks when you have the grass kind of flush with the ground. And we also kind of have some stuff over here, and if I had merge glitch, I would definitely add like a bowl corner or something like that, but we don't have access to that. So, or like just these quarter pipes, I kind of like that because then you can continue your speed or something. Or we can just do, how about this? This will be the best of both worlds. So let's add a little bit of a top area right here, and then we can just leave the grass. I'm actually just gonna probably just duplicate at least this section right here, so it's out a little bit. And then what I can do is actually, we'll just move this piece over, and I don't think there's a duplicate there. There we go. And then obviously there'll be like a fence around it, and so that'll cover that area. And then what we can also, I know it's kind of ridiculous, but maybe we could add like a long rail or something like that. It's just kind of something a little bit fun. What we'll do then is use the kinked rail. Oh yeah, this will work fine. So then this is actually at a pretty good height. And then what we can do is just use the round rail, have this at this, and then basically see how it'll go like that. So it'll just kind of protrude out. So I just want to make sure that so it'll be like right about here. And then this will be lined up. So we'll just have it lined up as close as we can. So it'll be like right about there. So now what I can do then is take this piece out. We'll just merge it together. This should merge in now. So we'll raise this up and let's see if this actually skates. Awesome, so it does. Damn, those kings really do get you. But I like that rail right there. That's really cool. And then there's not much else I can really add on this area right here besides obviously when I change the colors. And then right here, maybe what we can do is, I'm thinking maybe we'll add this wave deck or something. And then what we can do is I'll select this to be the factory setting, use this steep ledge, and then we'll use 2 of these. So we'll select this one, go halfway. We can actually extend this out a little bit, so move this. Oh, I want to make sure it covers the whole area of the hip, so we'll turn snapping off, and then we just want to have that extend out there, so now it's not cutting off too much of an area, so when you're skating that rail then you don't hit it. And then there's also this top area. So then what we can do here is we'll probably do 2 ledges. It doesn't need to have that ridiculous of a top area. There we go. So that merged in there. And then what we can do for the middle area to make sure that the transition, we can just angle it. So I want it to be like that. So then what we can do is take this out, snap it together, turn collision on. Snapping is okay if it's on because we know it's just going to go in like right there. So now let's try this out. So this is kind of not really going, this is kind of drifting a little bit away from the Plaza, but this will be a nice way to kind of continue your speed. And you can skate over there. This place will have a lot of flow, and then you can skate over this thing. And obviously we'll add a ledge there, and then we still have the street area. We have this section over here, which I'm not entirely sure what I want to do, but I really like this area so far. Like I said, it's going to be kind of like you can go in circles forever. That's the cool part about it. Yeah, this hip's really awesome. I don't know how much this thing will be skatable, at least this part. I mean, obviously it'll be grindable, but I don't know, like skating wise, if that the easiest thing to do. And then obviously we got to add like a pole jam there, and we got to add something in the middle, right? I don't know, maybe we can add like a A-frame, or maybe on the other side that'll be where the A-frame would sit. And yeah, I'm just gonna extend out this grass a little bit more. So we got a lot of park building done, and yeah, I'm really happy with it. And like I said, Christmas Eve, there'll be the last episode to this park. So yeah, these are going to be a little bit longer episodes of park building than I normally do. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, no, I like this park so far. Like I said, it's going to be more just like, once we get everything together, we can make this turn out to be a little bit more Christmassy or whatnot, or even if it isn't that much Christmassy. But I think the color scheme, I'll obviously probably be doing like a red and green thing, and that's when it'll start coming together. But overall though, I really like this park a lot. And even if it's not, you know, it'll kind of suck because it'll be Christmas, even though I think it'll be actually of a fun park. And we still haven't used any DLC, which I think is really cool, considering it's really difficult sometimes when you're so used to using it and then you're not able to use it. So I hope you guys are able to make this park, and if you do, make sure you send them to me via Instagram. You can DM me and I will check them out. And but yeah, so that's gonna do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you click that like button. But anyways, my name is Chris. I'll see you again soon. Peace.